In the state of Mizoram, Christians dominate because of a quirk of history. Welsh missionaries who came here in the 19th century left their mark across the city. The state capital, Aizawl, wouldn't look out of place in Western Europe. Here in this Christian enclave in a Hindu nation, there is an even stranger twist of faith. In recent years, thousands of God-fearing Christians have converted to Judaism. This synagogue is much more popular than it used to be, for the Jews of Mizoram claim a special heritage. They say they are descendants of one of the legendary 12 lost tribes of Israel, which the Old Testament tells us went into exile thousands of years ago.
I was born in a Christian family before, and then eventually my father was more interested in Judaism, so we all go to the Judaism religion, our whole family.
Her name at birth was Silo Pari, but now this 22-year-old woman goes by the distinctly un-Indian name of Ruth. Growing up Jewish in a Christian town wasn't easy.
The other kids, they used to tease us because in Mizoram, Christianity is very popular, and they barely understand the other religion, so they used to tease us on that.
Mizoram's Jews say the rituals and traditions of this part of India are similar to those practiced in ancient Israel. Among them, the building of altars, animal sacrifice, marriage customs, and a belief in an all-powerful deity. Hardly a scientific basis for converting, you might think, but it is faith now backed by DNA evidence.
The genetic material which is present in today's Jewish population, like Ashkenazi Jews or Sephardic Jews, the Israelites, and the Mizo population, have some common DNA sequence which is found in both of the today's Jewish population and the Mizoram tribes.
Genetic scientist Baswab Mighty collected samples that did indeed show a Jewish bloodline in Mizoram, but it was weak and only in women.
What percentage chance do you give these people that they really are the lost tribe of Israel?
It's difficult to say for me.
So even though you did the test, and even though you found some connections, you're still sitting on the fence?
Yeah, true.
It was proof enough for Israel's rabbis and the Jews of Mizoram. They say the bloodline of this modern-day Indian territory traces directly back to the ancient tribe of Manashé, which was banished from biblical Israel by Assyrian invaders in the 8th century BC. Conversions took off when an Orthodox Israeli Jewish group began sponsoring Mizoram Jews to Israel. According to local legend, the remnants of the lost tribe of Israel made their way to China around 1,000 years ago, where they lived in a cave called Chinlung. Then, over the centuries, they made their way south to what is today present-day India, Bangladesh and Burma. Believers call themselves B'nai Manashé, which means children of Manashé. Christian Mizoram isn't taking the challenge lying down. Locals practice their faith with evangelical zeal not normally seen in South Asia. To these people, Jesus is the only choice. and followers who stray from the path are treated with contempt reserved for heretics. In fact, that's exactly the word they're using around here.
So when did Christianity come to Mizoram?
In the year 1894. We celebrated the centenary in 1994.
The Reverend Chow Tuama is the Presbyterian Church's official skeptic on the state's supposed Jewish heritage.
This is heretical teaching.
Heretical?
Heretical teaching, yes. To lead away those Christians from Christianity, not to believe in Christ, but to return to Judaism. That is heretical teaching, in my opinion. All these things, their argument are, in my opinion, wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking?
Yeah.
That's a view you'd perhaps expect from a church that's already lost 6,000 parishioners to Judaism.
If we consider the overall population, the Mizoram Presbyterian Church consists of more than 50% of the total population of Mizoram.
The challenge to religious identity is everywhere. Converts to Judaism proudly advertise on shop fronts around Aizawl. Christians hit back with declarations of their faith. If the Reverend Chow Tuama has an opposite number in this battle for hearts and minds, it's Elizabeth Zoding. A Jewish convert, Elizabeth writes books espousing the links between ancient Israel and Mizoram. She is a self-styled proselytizer with no time for the other side.
They are very active, this Christianity. They visit their members and they know well, one by one. Yeah.
Elizabeth Zoding converted 18 years ago, but she's still waiting for permission for her family to emigrate. Decisions on who's chosen to go and who stays behind appear to be made in secret by rabbis in Israel. If Elizabeth is disappointed, it doesn't show in her determination to challenge Christians.
They never defeat me. I defeat them. That's why they hate me.
It's the night of the Sabbath in the Namte household. Under Israeli law, every Jew around the world enjoys the right of return to the Promised Land. Several hundred Mizoram Jews have already emigrated. Now Ruth Namte wants to join them.
They say that it's a very great place, it's very holy, and everything is there. They can practice the religion in full swing, much more than here, where it's very hard to do all of the things here that they can normally do there.
So what have we got in these books?
Photographs.
Some of her relatives have already gone.
Photographs of our grandparents and the other families that have already been there. This is my grandfather. That's my grandma.
Okay, who's that?
That's my cousin. His name is Reynold. He was in the army for the past 3 years.
Military service is compulsory even for new arrivals.
Has it crossed your mind that in Israel you have to do national service? You've got to join the army?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, in that case, if I have a chance, well, I would like to go there too. I would like to do that too.
Aren't you scared about that?
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Ruth Namte may want to do national service, but it's not because she wants to fight.
Yes, I think,
Instead,
India
she
is
thinks
particularly
Israel should
very
share
national
territory with
by
Palestinians.
changing a religion. They just fight for their belief too, you know, as much as those Israelite people fight for their belief too. So that's the way I see it.
Do you think they should have territory, that they should be allowed to live peacefully with the Israelis?
Well, yes, I think that's the only way. I think that's the only solution to peace over there.
Online chat rooms bridge the Namte family divide. Ruth is worried about fitting in Israel and finding a job as a beauty therapist. She doesn't disguise her hopes for a better life.
Here in Mizoram in India, it's hard, you know. Life is very hard because you can't just go out there and get a job. Like, it's a developing country, it's very hard. But then on developed countries where you can find jobs that are easy and, you know, survive there. So that's why I want to go there.
Whatever the motivation, Israel has accepted the Mizoram Jews as descendants of a biblical lost tribe. It sees their conversion and eventual return to the Promised Land as closing the circle on 3,000 years of history.